incomplete. You don't see it.
I don't. You see it?
Yeah, I see it.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do see it.
No, you don't.
It's right there.
No, you don't. So why does it have that picture on?
I don't know.
Well, let that thing go.
No.
No? You gonna change the picture?
Yeah.
In midstream?
Yeah. Put it on him, please. You put it on him.
Well, can I turn the music on while
No.
it's happening?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No.
No, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do.
No.
Complaining and whatnot. Told you to put it down.
That ain't me?
Oh. Told you? You can get it.
Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that UrbanX where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban excellence, a product of my residence. From 4 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't tryna go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood, and that's a covenant.
Yeah. What's good?
Yeah.
Welcome back to another week of the UrbanX podcast.
UrbanX in the building.
We're a little late, you know, as always.
As always.
As usual. Something's wrong.
It's a technical. Hey, I gotta keep it transparent.
It was all his fault.
My Mac decided to update on its own.
Right.
You know?
Yep. And then, you know what happened last week? It was crazy. We had an amazing show, right? And then, usually, you know, we do the video for you guys, the live feed for you guys. And then the next day, on Friday, we put out the audio on, you know, iTunes and all these things, so the people who didn't catch the live stream or who just want to listen on the way to work can listen. But
yes.
You know what this guy did?
What did I do?
He didn't even press record.
Facts, and I just pressed record.
He just pressed record just now. He almost forgot that.
I'm losing it, man. I'm losing it. I think it's old age.
I'm not gonna lie. You about to get Alejandro.
Facts.
You were really.
You guys can have a meeting and get me out of here, cause this is.
It's getting bad. Like, we were on time again. We were on time.
Yeah. Facts.
And then he did something with the computer where it had to update for 20 minutes. And
yeah.
Waiting around doing this.
Shout out to Roxanne Wilson. Roseanne or Roxanne, is it Roxanne?
It's Roxanne. See, you need
Roxanne
glasses
Wilson.
too.
Appreciate that support. I'm about to get it together and get live.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You're embarrassing us now.
Yeah, I'm getting live in a minute. You know, it's when you take off 3 months, you know, and then you get back into the show. Sometimes, you know, you got to get your rhythm back. That's all it is.
No, I'm not riding.
That's all it is.
I'm not
a little
rolling.
bit of rhythm.
I'm not rolling.
So, how you been?
I've been chilling, man.
It's good to see the family in the building with us.
Facts.
As always, we appreciate your support. We won't let you down. We're here to provide some information. put a smile on your face if we can for a little bit, make you think about some things, share some things, work on some things, the whole 9 yards.
We didn't get to discuss in greater detail last week on like not the changes going forward, but like the direction going forward.
Okay, so hit the people with the direction of this multi-million-dollar company.
Facts.
Called UrbanX. Things we do here.
So because we're back now, so we want to make sure we have 3 different mediums within this platform, right?
Yes.
So we have the blog, that's UrbanX.nyc. We have the podcast, that's just audio, and we have the YouTube channel, which we do the podcast and we do extra interviews and exposés, if you will, with other people as well.
Absolutely.
So in the past, if you've the people that have been following us, they can tell when we've had we've been stronger in each one, but now the mission is all 3 trains is going to be in the track.
All 3 trains on the track at the same time. Getting this thing popping.
You know what I'm saying? So for the people who hit us up on social media and stuff like that, you don't really get a response. I hate dealing with social media. I really.
Yeah, but you gotta have to change that.
I gotta do that.
Gotta change that. That's now a part of what we do. Yeah. Because I'm the same way. I like my private time. I have to get back to people. Yeah. But it's built into what we do.
Right.
People have questions. Like a brother called. He wanted to know where we get the nice bags from last week.
Right.
So we had to get out to him, and we got to do these things.
Yeah. So you can expect more videos on the YouTube channel, not just the podcast, not just clips from the podcast, but we're gonna be doing our interviews again. I have a few lined up already.
Oh, nice.
He's gonna be doing something you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing something called Hulk, the Incredible Hulk.
Okay.
Which is hip hop urban life coach, because I feel those are the categories in which I'm strongest in hip hop. My upbringing, I feel I can add something to the culture when people have questions regarding that. Urban life, which is the backdrop in which hip hop was created, and life itself,
right,
which is the 3rd book that I'm coming. I gave you Hip Hop Decoded, I gave you Urban Culture Decoded, and then I'm giving you My Life Decoded, which will be the final. But all 3 of these stories exist simultaneously. So I'll be doing like a life coach thing, but it's hip hop urban life coach. HULC. Hulk. All right, and I'm incredible, so we'll call that an Incredible Hulk. So what I'll do is I'll be taking questions.
Yeah. So if you want to send a question to Dot that we can answer, you can send them to UrbanX.nyc@gmail.com. I might change that.
Right, specifically for that.
Or you can reach out to us on Instagram and Twitter. A lot of people do that anyway.
Right, I want to be able to answer some of these questions, and no question is off limits. It could be about health, love, relationship, finances, hip hop, raising your kids, being on this planet 50 years and experiencing as much as I have. I feel I'm qualified to at minimum give you some advice. What you choose to do with that advice is on you.
Yeah.
But I'm moving into the the life coach area and try to maximize the potential. So because not only you deserve this.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
My bad.
Other people out there who rocks with Dot deserve some of this love and respect. So that's let's clap that.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of UrbanX.
Now let's clap that.
Get it together.
Let's get free. Appreciate that support.
Peace.
So, any other announcements that need to be made?
Any other announcements? So we're gonna, like I said, with the Hulk thing, the blog, because I've neglected the blog so much.
And you've neglected writers who wanted to write for the blog.
This is true.
They've been hitting you up.
This is true.
Yo, Malcom, I want to write for the blog. Yo, Malcom, I got some insight. Malcom, I got some skills. You've been doing bad. You've been doing very bad.
Just now because
see how quickly I redirected.
But this is true. We're gonna breathe life back into the blog as well.
I think that's important because there is an intellectual aspect to what we do.
Yeah.
And those people who like to read.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie,
right.
I get bored just talking about some of these things. And sometimes I can go a layer deeper when I write.
Right, because when you're writing, you're in a whole different zone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're painting pictures with
Exactly.
words.
So,
absolutely.
And then, so what's after that? What's after? It's the blog, YouTube channel, podcast. That's simultaneous. Also, again, we have merch.
We do have merch.
So,
okay, we do have merch.
You can visit shopurbanx.com.
Absolutely, shopurbanx.com. Pick up the latest in what it is that we have to offer.
I'm woke, but I take naps.
We appreciate the support at all times, and we still will be wearing other people's merch.
I'm against this, but
I'm not against it.
I'm against it.
Send in your merch if you are, because it's important as a part of the urban excellence thing that we do. If you are a designer, I will still wear your stuff. I'm not going to monopolize and make it all about me and us. That's not right, Malcolm. That's not how we get down. We spread the love. So if you do have your hats and your t-shirts and it's dope and we like it,
yeah.
we will wear it. Absolutely.
It was something else. Oh, the book club. Oh, man.
Book club. You've been shamming on that too.
Yeah.
I think Malcolm is going through something. I don't know. He might be depressed or something because he ain't been doing jack. Shit. Book club been failing. Blog has been failing.
Listen. This is a lot. It's a 3-man team, and it's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
You know what I'm saying?
We overextend ourselves.
When you spread yourself thin, other stuff starts to suffer. You know what I'm saying? So,
but side note, the 90 days off
was refreshing.
Needed
it,
but it also put things in perspective as a 3-man team that we have to bring it back in and work from a small area as opposed to, like you said, spreading ourselves thin, thinking we can do more than we really can.
Also, this is I guess this is the end of the church announcements for the
end of the church.
End of the church announcements.
Because it's always a service. We gotta build the church back up.
Also, so we decided as a company that if people want to advertise with us, but after we do a nice vetting of the actual product and we have to use the product, and you know what I'm saying, then we'll be open to letting you guys advertise with us. Yes, but we have to trust your product. I
have to go through your product.
Yeah, we're not just
sending me some cookies with weed. They gotta be strong. I gotta be like, yo, I couldn't drive because it just was strong. If you sending me something else, health or whatever. So with that being said,
let's get to it.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So this happened last week and a half ago?
Yeah, last week, about a week and a half.
So it was announced that LaVar Ball was going to be banned from all ESPN platforms.
Yes.
For the comments he made to Molly, what's her last name?
Molly whoever from ESPN.
From First Take. Because I guess he was on the show with Stephen A. and Max Kellerman, and they were talking about whatever they were talking about. And then Molly said, LaVar, let's switch gears for a second. And he said, Molly, you can switch gears with me anytime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they took that as,
a sexual innuendo. Yeah. And first of all, how do they ban him from a fucking show he don't belong on? Meaning, he's not a part of the show. How do you ban him?
Well,
what you mean, as a guest?
As a guest, yeah.
Okay, all right.
So, be honest with you, when I first heard it, because I saw the clip on Twitter, and I was like, he's kind of wilding. Because it did sound like that, but there were clips that resurfacing from like 2017 where Stephen A. saying, all right, let's switch gears, and he goes, you can switch gears with me anytime, Stephen A.
So that just confirms
that he's just talking.
That's a statement.
That's just him.
A general statement that he made.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let me know when it's my turn to go in on this a little bit.
Oh, go ahead. So again, when they banned him, I thought it was just in time because Lonzo got traded to New Orleans, and I was like, okay, they don't really need him anymore.
You go.
Once they banned him, it was just like more of a confirmation. Like, we literally got you for clicks. We got you to come up here to say something stupid, and now that your purpose is done, now we can wipe our hands with you. Yeah.
Once Lonzo got traded to the Pelicans, his pass and carte blanche to come up to ESPN, because it was mainly in LA sometime when he was in New York, was gone. Because you're no longer needed. We thought your son was going to be the next Magic Johnson. So in thinking that he was going to be the next Magic Johnson, Dad was granted, an opportunity to come in and sometimes say some bizarre things. When he was on FS1, and he told the white co-host of
before Joy Taylor got there, Colin Hurd show, he told her to stay in her place. Now, I thought that was out of place for him to say that. Had a white man told a black female co-host to stay in a place, we would have been up in arms about that. That's a fact.
We'd have been like, who the fuck he think he is? I mean, excuse my French, who do he think he is? This and that. But because it was a black man saying it to a white woman, we raved about it. That's right, she a cave woman, and this and that, and he should have said that to her. And we can't have it both ways. A statement of that nature, either it's a bad statement or it's not. So based on his statement there, I think when he made this additional statement, it sort of like was fuel to the fire, like he has some issues with women. He's married to a white woman.
White woman, yes.
White.
Yes.
From down in the gut. Yes. White, right? So we see that his children appear to be afraid of him. You know what I mean? Or they let their dad go a little bit further than dad should. Now, I want to flash back to one of the very first pieces we did. One of the very first videos we did.
Oh, with LaVar Ball.
LaVar Ball.
We said LaVar Ball had everybody in a sunken place, because remember when Lonzo was just coming out, and then he started the Big Baller brand, and we not signing with Nike. We wearing our own sneakers. Sneakers cost $500, and people were hype. Like this is it. And on the surface, I got it.
Yes,
surface,
so did I.
I got it. On the surface, I agree. Like
so did I.
But then thinking about it, like really just logistically, which I guess a lot of people don't do these days. They see it like the first.
Everything is surface thinking now.
Yes.
No one is going down a couple of layers.
Yes.
To just spend some time to really think this through.
Yeah.
I think things through. And I said, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
I said, that's not going to work. And people got at me. I was being a hater. Here's a black man to go on against the system.
Yo, if you go back to that video and read some of the comments,
yes.
It was like they were worshiping LaVar Ball as the savior of the black community.
Absolutely. But remember, dopamine
true.
is real.
I like how we bring stuff back
you know what I'm saying? Bring it back around. Dopamine is real.
Yeah.
So our people wanted to feel that this single man could single-handedly beat the system. And what I suggested was, brothers and sisters, all I said was, sometimes you have to integrate into the system. LeBron didn't come in with his own agent. He had an agent for the first contract, put his boys in position, learn the system, and then when he was in a position of power, he said, no, I'm good. Jay-Z did the same thing. Jay-Z didn't come in owning anything.
Yeah.
Learn the system, learn how this works, put yourself in position of power. I suggested Lonzo Ball sign with Nike. Take that $60 million that they were offering.
It's capital.
That's capital. Spend the first 3 years, but now he got to ball out.
Yeah.
And bring his name to a certain level so that when his Nike contract was over, the 3 to 4 years, his people could have been spending time learning how to manufacture, distribute, the whole process of making sneakers. Because it is a process. You need some foreign people to work 24 hours a day, 30 days a week, who can't even kill themselves because you put the nets outside so that when they jump, they just hit the net, come back upstairs.
And continue working.
Ming Lee, bring your ass back upstairs and continue working. This is how sneakers are made. They cost $2 to manufacture. You sell them for $400, you make a killing. No, they wanted to come out the gate with the big baller brand, not understanding. And in hindsight, they got robbed.
And not even in. So he just played his hand way too early.
Right.
He played his hand way too early, and then his plan wasn't even fully in fruition yet.
First of all, his son.
But Lonzo was like the first part. It was supposed to be the first part of the plan.
Right. And then his other
son.
Who went to jail for stealing in China.
Yeah.
The second son, who was supposed to reinforce the first son's work. Right?
Three Bs.
It's 3 Bs. The big baller plan is all of them.
Yeah.
He was stealing, and he didn't have to steal. He's out in China. And the other guys are stealing. Maybe because you can bring brothers out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of these brothers, right? Mm-hmm. So they get to a foreign land, and because of privilege, he wanted to feel down. He wanted to feel like he was a part of the hood, knowing that he drives Lamborghinis. Yeah. He has a white mother. He's from Beverly Hills. He gets caught stealing to where the president has to get involved, Trump, and them to get these boys home. In doing so, he blew a contract with UCLA.
His scholarship, yes.
His scholarship, because he was supposed to follow in the footsteps of Lonzo, and right there, the big baller brand took a major hit.
Not even then. Remember, I think he was suspended for the year, and I think instead of waiting out the year,
he decided
to pull him out and
send him to Lithuania.
Yeah.
How do you send your son to Lithuania?
Yeah, both of them.
Both of them.
The youngest one, he took him out of school as well.
You see what I'm saying? So the big baller brand was a big failure.
Yeah.
And I hated to say it because I was rooting for them, but I just was doing more than surface dopamine, situation, looking at it saying he's got to do a little bit more work than that. So brothers and sisters, the point made here is, before we bring this back full circle, the system is huge, right? The system that you're trying to beat. One man cannot beat the system. You have to integrate, and you have to do your part when you inside, so that maybe you can own a piece of the very system you're trying to defeat. It's an intricate story.
You wanna? I think that's a great segue to Tyler Perry.
Okay.
Did you watch the BET Awards?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the BET Awards. It's too fluffy now, too generic, too...
You know what's crazy? When I was younger, we used to watch it as like a family. Like that
we
was like
used to sit down as a family.
That was like a thing.
You didn't miss the BET Awards. It was our show of representation of our culture, the best that we had at the time. You know?
Yeah, and I think people took it more seriously, or we took it more seriously. Like,
now it's I don't know what it is, and if this is the representation of the culture that we are, then we have a lot of work to do.
And I feel like now, this is what all award shows too. I feel like now people are more privy to like the politics that goes into
the politics
who
involved,
wins.
Who's headlining the show, what they had to do to get these people to headline the show.
To even come, like, I'm not coming if I don't win.
That's my point. I'm not showing up if I don't win. Yeah. The narratives being pushed, agendas being pushed, all of that takes place at award shows now. And keep your eyes open, because it's deep on how that plays out.
Yes, this year was the lowest rated BET Award show ever.
I'm not surprised.
There's like 2 million viewers.
I'm not surprised, because people are tired of the same old artists that you don't understand. You don't know who these artists are. Beyond maybe the Icon Award or the Lifetime Achievement, I think Mary J. Blige received the Lifetime Achievement Award this year. Well deserved.
You know Stevie Wonder never got awarded that yet?
From BET?
Nah.
Wow.
Yeah. But he does everybody's like tribute. Like,
wow, that's deep.
That's kind of wild.
That's kind of wild. Yeah. Okay, so where's the Tyler Perry?
Oh yes, that's Tyler Perry.
Okay, so let's talk about my man, Tyler Perry. What happened with him on the show? I heard a clip. I saw a clip.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, he said something real deep.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Pull that up.
Because I think this it starts like a really deep debate.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, pull that up.
Let me show you.
Let me hit y'all with this while that's happening.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Let me see. No. Okay.
through a graveyard, get to this intersection, 6-lane intersection, and there was a man standing there saying, will someone help me cross? Will someone help me cross? And there were all of these people that kept passing by him and passing by him. I said, I'll help you cross.
This is one part of
So
the...
he told me he was going to my school and he was going to sell candy there. That's how he made his living. So I helped him cross the street to get there. We became good friends. His name was Mr. Butler. That moment reminded me of my mother bringing her out of pain into laughter to help her cross. My first 10 movies were all about her subconsciously, wanting her to know that she was worthy, wanting black women to know you're worthy, you're special, you're powerful, you're amazing. All of that was about helping her cross. When I started hiring people like Taraji and Viola Davis and Idris Elba, they couldn't get jobs in this town, but God blessed me to be in a position to be able to hire them. I was trying to help somebody cross. When I built my studio, I built it in a neighborhood that is one of the poorest black neighborhoods in Atlanta, so the young black kids could see that a black man did that and they can do it too. I was trying to help somebody cross. The studio was once a Confederate Army base, and I want you to hear this, which meant that there was Confederate soldiers on that base plotting and planning on how to keep 3.9 million Negroes enslaved. Now that land is owned by one Negro.
That was a bar.
Oh, yeah.
That was a bar.
It's all about trying to help somebody cross. While everybody was fighting for a seat at the table, talking about Oscar so white, I said, y'all go ahead and do that. But while you fighting for a seat at the table, I'll be down in Atlanta building my own. Because what I know for sure is that if I could just build this table, God would prepare it for me in the presence of my enemies. Rather than being an icon, I want to be an inspiration. So thank you, BET, my new family. Thank you, everybody. I want you to hear this. Every dreamer in this room, there are people whose lives are tied.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's clap that up. That's
He bodied that.
I almost like my left eye almost like got watery with his speech about crossing over and helping people. But I posed the question to you.
Yeah.
After hearing his statement, and my question to you was, did he set us back by his behavior to move a few people forward? His behavior of dressing as a woman, effeminizing the most powerful image of a black man in this country, is it justified because now he's putting a few people to work? And it became a question for brothers and sisters in the chat. It's no real easy answer to this, so we're posing it to you as well, because I need to know, do the ends justify the means? Are his personal sacrifices of himself buffooning under the guise of paying homage to black women? He does have his own studio. He does put black people to work in Hollywood. He didn't sit around waiting for Oscar. So all of these things lead to a great conversation that we need to have. Or was he morally incorrect to do so, and he has actually set us back 200 years? That's the question, and I'm asking you, brothers and sisters. I'm asking you first.
Okay.
And then, we'll move the conversation to our chat to find out, because I struggle. I'm not gonna lie. I struggle.
So here's the thing. First, you would have to ask yourself if this one man dressing like that has set all black men back, all black people back.
Okay.
Right. So then you would have to ask yourself, because there's people out there that say the image of the black man is this hyper-violent, hyper-sexualized person. But then if you say that we all looked at as feminine because of Tyler Perry, that's a weird
let me stop
argument.
there. It's because of his platform of being able to convey a message that goes worldwide.
I understand.
That message now, when people in foreign countries and other places who've never interacted with actual black people see these images, they begin to think that we're funny and we're all a joke. And it's not just him.
It's true.
It started with Flip Wilson doing Geraldine, which is a lot of y'all too young to remember. Eddie's did it. Martin has done it. They've all done it except Chappelle. And he explained why he didn't do it. So it becomes a Hollywood ritual that we understand and we know about. But he's the one who I think reaped the greatest benefits.
Right.
Owning his own studio, or maybe he didn't reap the greatest benefits. He chose to flip his money and build his own studio, because I'm not sure he made more money than Eddie Murphy in Eddie Murphy's days.
I think he did.
He may have.
Every movie is Tyler Perry's this, Tyler Perry's that. Like, I think he did.
Okay, so he owns these movies.
Yeah.
But Eddie Murphy's been around a long time and broke a lot of box office records, is what I'm saying. So, in any event, Martin is doing, Kevin Hart is doing well.
Right. He put on the dress too.
He put on the dress. They all put the dress on. So, I'm saying, do the ends justify the means? Because then the conversation gets real crazy when Jay-Z says, I sold drugs.
Right.
I had to do that to put myself in a position to now be a billionaire where I can now help people on a grander scale. Right? See, Jay-Z, you can't help people if you ain't got shit.
Right.
Right? But now Jay-Z in a position, a billionaire, and if you notice, Jay-Z's been doing a little bit more of the activist work.
Yeah.
Bailing people out, providing lawyers, signing certain companies, because he's in a position to do so. But what did he have to do to get there? Is your sacrifice necessary? And this is the question, brothers and sisters, because everybody can begin to qualify their own actions by the results. You get people say, well, I did what I had to do to be in a position, or is it setting us back collectively by this behavior, and we're struggling as a people so that a few people, the boule, a few people can make it, but the most of us are held back because we never recover from these images.
So this is what I would say.
Just a question.
This is what I would say. Because he is in a position to hire black people to, I guess, become a gatekeeper. So put it like this. Say he did all of the Madea, dressing up as a woman, and he did nothing that he's doing now. Then it'll be all for naught, and he's setting black people back. So the fact that he is hiring black people, he is doing all this, I don't know.
I'm asking, bro.
Yeah, it's weird, yeah.
Listen, this is a tough question because when we start speaking about sacrifice, and some of the things that we do, it's not as cut and dry. Now, for those who are on their moral high horse, everything is cut and dry for those people. I would never do that because, and then you begin to say, well, we wouldn't hear about Taraji P. Henson and Taraji P. Henson and all of these people because Hollywood is not giving them any work. Or Hollywood is making them do the Harvey Weinstein so they can get their positions.
But you know what's funny about that? Because remember those stories that came out about Tyler Perry about what he does to men?
Absolutely.
He makes like real big guys,
masculine men,
no shirts on.
Right. So
if you watch that Boondocks episode,
is that something that he picked up from Hollywood?
Nobody talks about that.
And because he can easily mask his love for black women, and it's really hatred for black men. You know what I mean?
If you
let's pull back some layers.
Yeah, if you watch a lot of his movies, it's usually
this is my point.
And somebody said Mel P. She said some of his movies are good. Stop acting like they all garbage. Some of them are okay.
I something I've never enjoyed Tyler Perry
they all
movie.
have like the same
narrative,
the same like formula.
Right,
you know
they buffoon, and then he'll drop a message,
and then they go to church
at the end of the movie. Then they go to church.
Then they go to church
and praise God.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah.
So I don't want to interpret that as being a great movie, but the movie is buffoonery for 45-50 minutes. Then they drop a message. And like Malcolm said, then they go to church. So that's been the formula in all of it. Any movie I see him in, like, because he played a serious role in a movie, and I couldn't take him serious. I forget which one. Y'all know in the chat. He played like a lawyer or something, or, something that was really weird. And so, brothers and sisters, I do not have the answer to this specific question. I think it begs for us to examine it.
Somebody had a good question. This is G Toast. Can an openly gay black man help out and not hold the community back?
And can an openly gay black man help the community out and not hold the community back? What is he trying to help the community with? Strong black malehood? I mean, when you say I'm an openly black gay man, are you trying to help us with cooking classes? I mean, what? I'm just asking. So, listen, I'm just asking, you're an openly gay black man. What are you here to offer the community? Are you here to help other gay black men feel comfortable about being gay? Sure, if that's what you can't help me be a black man if you don't like who you are. You understand? And I say this because we're going to talk about some other things.
Yeah. When
we begin to speak about the LGBT community and all,
especially this month,
wanting us to appreciate them for who they are, but you didn't appreciate who you were. You know what I'm saying? Or who you were born as. So that's a confusing, conflicting thing to me. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure how now, can an openly black gay man help us with finances? Anything dealing other than gender, I'm pretty sure they could. And they help you every day. They're just not openly gay. Because in my book, Urban Culture Decoded, I speak about we all have gay people we play ball with, you go to church with, you have coffee with, you work with, you live with, you're married to, in your family. So let's not act like this is not something that is not a part of our everyday life, because it is. You know what I mean? So we have to remove the bubble, because a lot of people live inside of a bubble.
Yeah.
And that bubble is, that shit ain't, I don't know nobody gay. I ain't never even met a gay nigga. Really? You see what I'm saying?
James Baldwin was a gay.
This is my point. Yeah. And his movie, Beale Street, was amazing. Amongst his books and, come on, man. Listen. Should I start naming the people who gay? We'll be here all day. We'll be here all day, right? So we understand that this is not the issue that I'm bringing up. I'm talking about the image of the black man. I'm talking about, did Tyler Perry screw us over for the sake of moving us forward, if that makes any sense, under the guise of moving us forward? Because for that matter, every rapper who says, I talked about drugs, I talked about dissing black women, but I gave $100,000 and build a school. You know what I mean? And now little kids can go to school. It becomes a give and take, and they're able to cover and mask their bad behavior with good deeds.
Well, I pose this question. Do you think it's different because black people, we've thrived in the entertainment sector? So because most of our stuff is in the entertainment sector, we either rapping about something wild or like in movies doing something wild.
Yes.
But if they, use that fortune they amass to do something positive.
Like for instance, the guy who took care of all the debt for all of the college kids.
Yes.
What was that, Howard University?
That was Morehouse.
Morehouse, right? He was an
Robert
investor.
Smith.
I had never heard of him before.
But you never know. He probably did some dirt.
Okay,
Not. I'm talking about like on a business.
He probably did some investment dirt.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Like
We
some
spoke-
real like just cutthroat. You don't know what anybody did.
I just got finished doing a piece on Jay-Z
Right.
about do you really want to become a billionaire, and kind of chronicled in business there are moves that have to be made
Right.
along the way that are unethical. Selling sneakers is unethical because, and if your sneakers is coming from them third world countries, because you know what's going on over there, right? So in order to make any profit on the sneakers, you have to be unethical. And I'm only using the sneakers as a
Right, and then what if you're using that money to put, you know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
You know,
so back to the investor.
It's a great conversation.
Who, because he wasn't buffooning himself in Hollywood or as a rapper,
Right.
maybe he buffooned himself in investments. We don't know.
Right.
But investments are a little different because you could be anonymous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And your intelligent and intellectual understanding of how to move in and out can amass you a fortune.
Right.
And then you can come out and flaunt your fortune in a way that helps kids, and you sleep well at night.
So, because I say that because a lot of think of like any like really really wealthy family, the Rockefellers.
Oh, they
you know
got
what I'm
some
saying?
dirt.
They got like the Kennedys. You know what I'm saying?
No, they got blood.
Right.
Like straight blood on their hands.
Right. And we only know that because like we know that, but if it was like out there, like you know, Kennedy, he was like rapping about killing people. You know what I'm saying?
But remember this as well. 10, 20 years from now, when the Tyler Perry Institute for Blind Kids is, you know, been up and running for 10 years, will this story even matter?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because that's when you're talking historical perspective. So when you see the George Washington monument or the monument for this and that, a lot of times their dirt is buried. And they turn these people into heroes. The S. Carter, the Sean Carter Institute for big head niggas, you know, will one day emerge, and his true story, until somebody will dig deep into the historical aspects and be like, wait a minute, you know, S. Sean Carter was a drug dealer. I did not know that. So will it matter? Yeah. Or will the effects of the sacrifices made matter? Brothers and sisters, get at me in the chat, because I'm just asking these questions, and I don't have the answers to them.
Yeah, I think it's a great conversation. I think it's a good conversation because me personally, I think
because I don't think I can do some gay stuff so some blind kids can go to school 10 years from now.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do it.
I mean, if anybody in the chat has read, you know, The Spook Who Sat by the Door, I think it's kind of the same concept.
Right. Well, The Spook Who Sat by the Door, the concept was him learning how the system works.
So Tyler Perry is, I'm not defending Tyler Perry.
Now, I know what you're saying. He went to Hollywood, learned some things, came out of Hollywood, creating his own thing in Atlanta, so that we no longer need. Now, here's the thing. If somebody comes along and adds on to his legacy, where we begin to have, instead of the Oscars, the Boskers, and now the Boskers hold just as much weight as the Oscars, you know, recognizing black actors along their craft, which may happen in 10, 15 years. And it all started from Tyler Perry beginning this, because there has to be a beginning somewhere. And that beginning, because we are not in positions of power, have to come with some kind of sacrifice. So in the industry, you know what the sacrifice is.
Yeah.
Right? In sports, it's a different kind of sacrifice. Most of the time in sports, the sacrifice is your time and your energy working on your craft so that you may reach a certain pinnacle, and then you receive your rewards. In hip hop, you have to defame the black woman. You got to talk criminal. That's almost built into it. Right. You have to wear a dress, all depending, you know, who you sign with. You have to talk drugs, because most of these guys, I saw a very good meme that said, these guys who talk about drugs, their kids go to college, but their lyrics send your goddamn kids to jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you see Jeezy kissing his son is on his way to college and all of that because of the monetary gains, and living in a great neighborhood has afforded him, and Snoop's kids and all of this whole kind of stuff. So we have to look at this in great detail of all of these people who are selling us out to move themselves forward and then covering up their deeds, their bad deeds with good deeds. You know what I mean? So that their legacy lives on, right. But they've done a lot of dirt. So I really don't know.
It's a really, really interesting conversation.
And I'm glad we're having it here. This is what Urban X is about.
Feel me?
And brothers and sisters, share your insight on that.
Yeah, we're gonna be going to the chat later.
Yeah, we go to the chat in a bit. See what's cooking. You know what
I'm saying.
You are tuned into the sounds of UrbanX.
So sticking with the BET Awards.
BET, yeah.
They did like a lot of Nipsey Hussle. It was a blue carpet event instead of red carpet. He got the art.
So they're celebrating a Crip, a gangbanger, a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
See, this ties back into the story. Nipsey Hussle, at the root of who he is. I know you people out there want to get all in your emotion. He was a gangbanger. He represented the rolling 60s.
Yeah.
He sold drugs until the day he died. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Allegedly.
Okay. We'll say allegedly. Right? Among other things.
Right.
And that lifestyle is now pop culture.
Not even pop culture. I'm just talking about like the way BET and everybody else is really just exploiting this man's death.
Yeah. Well,
he got male hip hop artist of the year, and I think if he was alive, he wouldn't have got it.
Right. So again,
I firmly believe that
the narrative changes based on
even John Singleton's family said that Nipsey got a better tribute
than he did. Absolutely. So they was like, whoa. So again, capitalizing off of a situation, capitalizing off somebody's death, but look at what we're glorifying. Now, with that being said, brothers and sisters, I did 3 pieces on it, so you can go check them. And I thought I was fair and balanced and understanding you can come up out of that. Mm-hmm. You can have vision, because before there was Malcolm X, there was Malcolm Little. You know what I mean? So understanding we are always in a transformative state. You know what I'm saying? I'm always trying to get better. I always see the brothers out here trying to get better. And a lot of these brothers honestly are only selling drugs because they didn't see any other means to make themselves better. He began to transform. Right. So I'm not saying he wasn't in a transformative state to better his life and change his ways. But I'm just simply saying at the root of who he was, we are celebrating that with blue carpet and all of these other aspects of it. And it becomes a tricky story because, I don't know, is Jay-Z a hero? Is Snoop a hero? Are these heroes?
It depends who you ask.
I'm simply saying they made it.
Yeah.
Right? They overcame. You understand? Mm-hmm. So is that our story? Are we alchemists in the sense that we are always in a transformative state and you can't judge my story until my complete story?
No, that's how I feel, right? I feel like everybody has an opportunity to change. I just don't like just the fakeness around everything.
No, absolutely. Like, a lot of caping. Yeah, a lot of caping.
What? And like I remember when he initially got killed and people were like, yeah, how can anybody want to kill him? I was just like, say if you from LA, you're from the opposite gang,
I'd want to kill him every day. It's my duty to want to kill him. What the hell y'all niggas talking about?
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. I
just think, and then is this drug dealers using his face?
Yeah, on pills.
On pills.
Yeah. Now that's kind of greasy. But I've seen them do Dr. King greasy on a lot of them flyers. Dr. King popping bottles. Dr. King's birthday. No work on Monday. And I'm like, geez. Jeez.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You know, again, you know, black people, man, we get creative.
And then remember me and you talked about it. We knew this was something else when they named the street after him
in a week.
In the same week.
In the same week he died. That was the confirmation I knew that this was a government op. Yeah. Biggie just got a street name.
Yeah, Wu-Tang too.
And Wu-Tang. Look how long they've been around. Yeah. This nigga got a street in a week.
And think about all the people who showed up to his funeral, all the people who supported him. If they all would have bought his album when he was alive, he would have been a way bigger artist than he was.
Well, and this is what I'm saying. I know a government op when I see one. So you know you can take it any way you want to take it.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying something ain't right.
My great grandmother, she passed away in 2007, and they were supposed to name the street she lived on after her. And they still didn't make that happen.
Yeah. And she was worthy of it.
Yeah, she got busy. In the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
In the neighborhood, you know, feeding people and starting after school programs and a lot more work than your boy did. You know what I'm saying? Over a longer period of time.
So.
Right? And Dr. Ben showed up at her funeral.
He was there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he was there. Yes.
He showed up. That's how important she was.
True.
So, and she was in the building when Malcolm X got popped.
She was.
You see what I'm saying? So, no. As a matter of fact, you know what? We gonna get her street, man. Nah. we getting Tanty Street up.
She was.
Yeah.
Somebody said Tupac was a hero. Oh, you should have been here last week.
Yeah, Tupac is a hero. Yeah. Okay.
You should have been here last week.
Yeah, he's a hero.
Well, oh, wow.
That nigga's a sandwich. He sure is.
Yo, so did you see his mom speech?
No, I didn't see the speech this time. I can only stomach about 8 seconds, and that's no disrespect. I know there are people saying she's so deep that we don't know what the fuck she's talking about. And I understand, you know, you come into consciousness, you learn the buzzwords, you want to manifest it and speak it, and you want to make it make sense to people, and you're trying to teach consciousness to people who don't care.
Well,
you know what I mean?
First of all, she looks so like just removed. When she talks, it's a little creepy.
Yeah, it's a little creepy. And I'm not, again, in the vein of urban excellence. I don't want to talk about his mom.
No, I'm just
just an observation.
No, I thought it was interesting the conversation it caused online.
Yes.
So a lot of people were calling her a hotep. And as you know, as a derogatory.
Yeah, I understand. I'm not gonna take it to that extreme.
Yeah.
This is somebody's mother. I just think there are two narratives. She's so deep, we don't know what she's saying, and then there's, she's crazy. She's off her rocker, and I'm not suggesting that it's either, but I'm just simply saying she seems to be emotionally removed from certain situations. And somebody need to say, Ma, come on, you don't have to do this, mommy. You don't have to do this.
Yeah.
Just my humble opinion.
Okay.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
I thought this was interesting. So the National Treasury announced that the Harriet Tubman $20 bill that was announced in 2016 will be, and it was supposed to come out in 2020. That's gonna be pushed back to like 2028.
How's that even possible?
They're under investigation now. Like
there won't even be no paper money in 2028. So the fact that y'all pushing it back to 2028 is a nice way of saying, yo, it's dead.
Yo, did you remember the day they announced it?
No, I don't remember.
Yo, when I say people thought that, again, like the end of racism.
Oh, they said, this is the end of the world.
When
like racism is over, they putting Harriet on the 20.
Yeah, when I think Andrew Jackson's still gonna be on the other side.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, people were losing it. Like, oh man, this is it.
Well, again, our people, Hopamine provides small victories for us to think, we're progressing.
Yeah. So
in this country, but I'm mad now. Because you ain't pushing Harriet's stuff back to 2028.
2028,
and we'll be dealing with digital money. Yeah. Money where I could just think like, I just pay you and go blink, you paid.
So
how's that even? That's gonna be like a collector's item.
Yeah,
that's a waste of time. I need those 20s on the street right now. I need to be able to go into the strip club right now.
Yeah, I just thought that was
and throw some Harriets.
Thought that was interesting.
That would be interesting.
No, I'm just saying, like, they really just duped everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it may have been some kind of ritual for them to even announce that. You know what I mean? And put one out there and show it to you. These devils got their own agenda going on that has nothing to do with reality that we live in. That stuff never becomes actualized.
What was the question?
We need to get somebody out of the chat.
Oh boy.
Who's that? The freaks. We got freaky diggy people in the chat.
I guess that one.
How do I get them out of the chat? Hold on. Remove.
Oh, somebody said Facebook has a cryptocurrency?
Yes, Facebook is announcing they were supposed to roll it out last week. If memory serves me correct, they're coming out with their own cryptocurrency.
Well, first of all, I thought that bubble was going to burst. It actually didn't.
Yeah. And whenever something is introduced into the lexicon of the people, we kind of decide if it is something of relevance or not. And a lot of us didn't understand the concept of creating resources out of nothing. And it stuck around because a lot of our young brothers and sisters did understand it.
Yeah.
Kudos to them. And now it's stuck around long enough for Facebook to now actualize their own money. So they will be coming out with cryptocurrency, yes, where you can purchase things. Well, Facebook is a world in its own.
But isn't Apple coming out with their own credit card and stuff?
They all, listen.
What the hell is happening?
Listen, black people, we can create black-currency. All we got to do is be in collective agreement that when I say this black-currency is worth something, and I hand it to you, and you run with it, and you hand it, because they're creating currency out of nothing now.
And then you know what I noticed too? Every time I thought we were moving forward in a way, like I remember when Netflix and Hulu started getting big, I'm like, oh, you don't need cable no more. But now they even taking that back because everybody's having their own streaming service now.
When everybody has a streaming service,
it's gonna be back to cable because
nobody has a streaming service.
You're gonna need Netflix, but then the Disney stuff you like, because Disney's coming out with their own stuff. They pulled all their stuff back. You're gonna need the Disney. NBC is coming out with their own streaming service. They took the Office off. They're taking the Office off Netflix.
ESPN Plus. So if you like the 30 for 30s, now they have their own streaming service. This is getting crazy.
And then if you add all of that together, it adds back up to a regular.
It adds up to your cable bill. So I will be going back to cable. Yeah.
Yo, it's insane.
Facts.
It's insane.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So for the people that are new to the channel and for the people that have returned to the channel, we do a segment here every week. Called the Urban Excellence. Is where we highlight people within our community who are doing amazing things. It doesn't have to be big. You know what I'm saying? It could just be whatever. It could be, you're going to college, you graduate, and you started a business, you started anything. We highlight it. We like to, congratulate our own.
Yes.
And this week, we have an Urban Excellence Facebook group. And if you want to submit your story,
yes,
you can write it in, or you can email us at UrbanX.nyc@gmail.com.
Yes.
If you want to tell us your story or somebody else's story. And that's what DJ the Money Coach did.
Yes.
He sent in the story.
Yes.
Let me see. It was his son graduated from a STEM program summer camp this year that featured 300 young black boys and girls excelling in science, technology, engineering, and math at Taylor High School in, I believe this is Texas.
Yes.
Second, the keynote speaker, his name was Bailey C. Moore, who owns his own publishing company. It's called, hold on, let me get the name correct because I don't want to mess it up. Because this dude is kind of
Who, this little dude?
Yes, this guy right here. That's DJ Money Coach's son, who's brilliant, by the way.
Oh yeah.
He's brilliant. But we did an interview that the audio messed up, but he was dropping like he's on. He's on it. Dude is brilliant.
Well, let's clap this up immediately.
Yes, so he owns a publishing company, Bailey Seymour. He owns a publishing company called Be More You Publishing.
Be More You Publishing.
And the mission is to create opportunities for young entrepreneurs that educates, informs, and inspires. He authored 3 books, I believe. One book called Mr. Archie is Missing.
Mr. Archie is Missing.
And, 2 books, and another one called Jerry's Gang.
Jerry's Gang. Are these little stories?
Yes.
With positive messages?
Yes, they are.
All right, we can clap that. So age, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
I can already see, first of all, those are 2 little geniuses there.
Yo, dude,
I can already see that where they're going to be.
Yes.
And as you see, is that Pops without shirt on?
Yes, that is.
That's DJ the Money Coach, and he's wearing the Urban Excellence t-shirt. You can get that at shopurbanx.com. Yes, so we,
along with this woke tee, I saw somebody ask for it.
Yeah, you can get that in at the store as well, and including what I'm wearing. You can get this too. So we want to clap that up again for the young people.
I thought that was a story worthy of Urban Excellence for
graduating the STEM program, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and the entrepreneurial spirit of my man.
Who's the keynote speaker?
Who was the keynote speaker. And how old is that young man? How old are these fellas? They look about 12. 12 and 10 maybe?
Well, 5th to 8th grade, I'm not sure.
5th to 8th grade?
5th to 8th grade, that's like 9 to 13.
Okay, still.
And they look younger than that. So
they look younger than that.
I don't know how old
I'm giving them one more clap. Yeah.
So that's dope. So again, if you want your story or somebody you know's story to be highlighted, high school kids about to go to college soon.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's graduation
This is graduation
season.
time.
Odyssey graduated yesterday.
Let's clap that up for Odyssey. Yeah. She got big plans. You want
your phone?
My phone.
Yes. Swing that.
Okay.
Any other news?
No, that's
Okay, we have another, Urban Excellence stuff, but I'll get to that later. But in other news, LeBron is making it happen with the Lakers.
Yeah, LeBron is about to.
Yeah, he's about to get another one.
He's about to get another
one. So the Lakers just cleared up a bunch of cap space.
Yes.
They got enough space to get another max player. I hope they don't.
You hope they spread it out.
Spread it all out, yes.
And get the pieces needed.
Yes.
Okay. In any event, what LeBron and them are demonstrating is what I was saying all along. You come to LA, he had to go through a sacrifice.
And that season was a sacrifice.
And last season was a sacrifice.
For real.
The king had to die, so to speak. His legacy had to take a hit. Right? Now, show you how the ritual works. They traded 3 players. Right? They traded Lonzo Ball. His number is 2. They traded Hart. His number is 3. Right? 2 and 3. That's LeBron's number, 23. That's also Anthony Davis's number, 23. So they transferred out 23 and brought in 23. And they also transferred out Ingram, whose number is 14. 1 and 4 is still 5. So you still see the mathematics in how they did. All they did is take out 2 23s and replace them with a goddamn 23. His name is Anthony Davis, or AD. So if we're talking the death of Christ, this will be year 1 AD coming forward. Just looking at it ritualistically to show you how some of this stuff lays out. And I always thought AD meant after death, and it doesn't. It means something else. But I've always associated 20 AD with 20 years after the death of Christ or the chosen one, who LeBron is. LeBron has been willing, from what we understand, to give up the number.
He's giving up number 23.
He's given up the number 23 to Anthony Davis. So he's sacrificing that number. So this is going to get deep. And I only say this to say, brothers and sisters, on one surface, this is a game that we're watching. On a whole other surface, these are rituals being played out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Numerically, that have something to do with something else, in which these Zionists, speaking of Zionists, pun intended, because Zion is here now. So looking at it, do not think he's not in play, because he is in play. They already said he's the most popular rookie ever drafted. They said his jersey outsold every other person drafted combined. Right? And they said some other things already about him. So Zion is in play. So understand, on one level, it is a game for your entertainment. On another level, there are pieces being moved on the board in which energy is trickled down to control realities that we have nothing to do about. Now, either I'm crazy and that makes sense, or I'm crazy and it don't. Either or, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to share that with you when I looked at the numbers of the players who were moved and the number of the player who was brought in, and LeBron willing to give up that number, and his initials just happened to be AD.
AD stands for I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, it means some of that shit. Yeah, absolutely. But I always thought it meant after death. Like, this is the year 2019 after the death.
A lot of people mistake that, so you're not the only one.
So, just kind of putting that out there.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. When you said that. So he's supposed to go back. I think he's going to go back to the number 6.
Is he? Is it number 6 he's going to go back to? Okay.
He was a monster when he was number 6.
Okay, so maybe he's going to go back to
They said he's going to do the chalk stuff.
Oh, he's going to do the chalk?
I didn't even realize he didn't do it.
I didn't realize he stopped doing that either. I thought that was a part of his.
Yeah, but I don't think the LA crowd likes him that much for him to do that. You know what I mean?
But they like him now. He bringing Anthony Davis and somebody else with him.
Yeah.
They're going to like him again. And his story will end. He will win another title or two. He will resurrect the city of Los Angeles and put them back on the pedestal. And he will go down as the greatest who's ever done it. 3 franchises, he'll go down as the greatest who's ever done it.
Yeah.
Unless Kawhi decides to go to the Clippers and win one there.
I don't think. First of all, I think everybody who thinks the Raptors are going to win anything again is just living in the moment.
First of all, that was all overrated. Look at what it took for the Raptors to win.
Yeah.
Boogie Cousins had to go down. Iguodala had to get hurt. Klay Thompson had to get hurt. KD, all of these things had to happen for them to win it. So don't get all caught in the thing.
That's what everybody's just getting caught in the moment.
No. Don't get. Yeah. But who made those things happen, or why did those things have to happen so that a city outside of, you know what I'm saying, America could win a title? And so,
and then all the people who won the major awards
are international.
Yeah. NBA is trying to.
So the NBA don't need you brothers no more. You brothers had a built-in thing where if you could jump and run that you was going pro. It's not necessarily the case anymore.
Yeah. Shout out to Dante McCoy. Appreciate the support.
Dante. Really do.
You are tuned into the sounds of UrbanX.
It's getting hot up here.
It is.
And my ass is hurting because these seats. I'm ordering a jelly seat because I'm an infomercial junkie. I saw the jelly seat and they said 2 easy payments of $19. I'm gonna put it down so that I can have something comfortable to sit on here because it's only bone back there. My dad didn't have no ass. His dad didn't have no ass. You ain't got no ass, so it's, we are, we're assless.
Oh, I just got confirmation. The kid from the UrbanXNYC story is 12 years old. Bailey is 12 years old.
Bailey's 12. Okay.
I think DJ's son is 12. Christian is 12 as well.
Yeah. These are brilliant young men who are going to change the world.
So this story I read about on Facebook, and I thought it was dope. I read the article about it. So Henrico County Public School administrators. They held a ceremony. It was called Career and Technical Letter of Intent Signing Day. So what other high schools, when their athletes
sign
a letter of intent,
to one of these Division I schools,
and
they make a big deal about it.
Yeah,
they throw the hat on. I'm going to Kentucky.
Right. So their students that are going, straight into the workforce, they have a ceremony for those guys.
Oh, clap that up. Yeah. That's dope. Yeah. Because what it says is we want to recognize even those going into the workforce.
Right.
And there are plenty of trades, I keep telling brothers and sisters, that pay well. And you don't have to give up your dream of being an entrepreneur later on in life. But these jobs are paying $40, $50 an hour that are going unfulfilled because we want to be internet sensations or ball players or think we have to rappers. And no, there are jobs, trades, and I come from an era where if you had a trade, you were proud of that. If you were an electrician, that is a trade that you learned that you were proud of. And now society makes it seem like these jobs are undesirable. So for this high school,
yes,
to shed light on that,
yes,
and to say
it was Virginia. It was Virginia, by the way.
Virginia, okay, to shed light on this, to say we want to recognize even those who are coming out of school, going into the workforce to provide for themselves, because idle time is a vice. Most of the people, young people I know who got a job, they not in jail. They not into nothing crazy because they too busy going to work, buying some sneakers, dating a pretty young girl. So the job sometimes is not, it serves multi-purposes, especially for young people. Because young people sitting around with nothing to do, the mind starts to wander. And when the mind wanders, all hell gonna break loose. So do not think the job is the end of the story. It's the beginning of the story. Keep some money in your pocket. Everybody happy when you got a few dollars. So I want to clap that up again for these young men.
Thanks. And because a lot of high schools, they have programs you can do to get like a certification while you're in school to become employed, and that's what these guys did. And then they got jobs. So the high school wanted to highlight that. I thought that was amazing.
That's amazing. And we need more schools to highlight more than just basketball players.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Highlight these young women who are doing great things. These young men who are out here are doing great things. We here at Urban X, we recognize.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So this is another wild one.
Oh, we wildin'. Okay.
It's another wild one.
We just gonna keep them.
Yeah. First, Elizabeth Warren. She's running for president. She was on one of the Democratic debates yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Yes, she's one of the 10. It's 20 nominees.
I think it's like 22.
22. I think 10 went yesterday, and another 10 today.
As we speak.
As we're speaking, they're probably on.
She called for the reparations of same-sex married couples.
Let me roll that around in my noodles.
Yes.
In my head movies.
Yes.
She called for the reparations of same-sex couples?
Yes.
Okay, what are they owed?
I guess for what they go through. I don't know.
No. Were they beaten? Were they tortured? Were they murdered? Were they lynched?
Well, okay.
Were they separated from their families? Were they hung? Were they hit by cars?
Right, so,
were their genitals put in jars? You know what I'm saying, as trophies? I'm trying to figure out, what did these same-sex couples go through in which the government owes them money,
right? So aside
for being gay.
So aside from isolated events where I'm sure hate crimes happen all the time.
Hate crimes. We're not talking hate crimes.
Right.
We're talking mass genocide.
Right. Other than that, no. Yeah.
So she's crazy.
So she's wilding. But I thought it was interesting because I think as black people, we're calling for reparations, and these white politicians are going, yeah. But I feel like they're using that as a stepping stone to
as a platform for their own agenda.
For their own agenda, yes.
Okay, because we are in World Pride Week.
Oh my Lord!
This got.
Look at all of these.
This got
brands.
crazy.
Look at all these brands with the rainbow. Yo, I was in Macy's last week, and it's a whole Pride section, and I'm just like, yo,
yeah.
Every store in Harlem, and these are places where I know for a fact probably don't even agree, but because it's kind of you had to get down and lay down.
It's sort of like Kwanzaa. Now when Macy's started having Kwanzaa Day sales, I was like, they just riding the wave.
They do that? They still do that?
No, but I'm just saying when Kwanzaa was big.
Oh, okay.
When Kwanzaa, was a black thing, they were saying that this is a great opportunity.
Yeah.
After Christmas, these niggas think they're going to get away. We having Kwanzaa Day sales. And Macy's and them was running Kwanzaa Day sales, and they still was getting that money. So now you have this, the Gay Pride parade, the first time being held in America.
Yeah.
So obviously this is something that takes place outside of America.
Yo, the way they've been flexing this month.
No, they said 5 million people might show up to this. Right? So, and I want to, this is what I want to say on that. Because I want to be clear. We don't live in a bubble. Right? Sometimes we think we live in a bubble. So we could, if we don't agree with it, we don't have to deal with it. The reality is, whether you agree with it or not, it's here. It's here. It's not going anywhere. And at some point, you're going to have to deal with it. And I only say that because I get on this platform and I have fun. And I rib, the gay community. And
you want to talk about our second language we're about to start implementing?
Oh, yeah. We have a new language.
Yeah. Or new terminology, rather.
That we have to introduce into the lexicon of the people because YouTube is getting funny.
Yeah.
Right? So YouTube is getting funny with some of the terminology. So when I speak about 9/11, I'm going to say 10/12. All right? So I'm talking 10/12. I'm not, and I won't say planes flew in the building, pencils flew into the paper. Okay? So, and I'm going to be introducing more of them. Wifey didn't like this one. I said, when we talk about molesting kids or kids being molested, kids being tickled, she said, don't use tickle because tickle is an affection that we use with kids. So I'm thinking of a word we could use. So help me out.
Yeah.
So we can codify our language here at UrbanX so we don't get in trouble. What did we come up with for the gay people? The Alphabet Boys?
That's everybody says
everybody says that. So
Alphabet Boys.
We'll call them.
Y'all can help out. Y'all can help out with that.
Alphabet Soup or something. Alphabet Soup. Okay, so now Alphabet Soup is having a parade. It's a big parade.
And they're adding more alphabets.
And they're adding more because the soup is getting thick.
Yeah, they're adding more alphabets to the soup.
This is the big jumbo chunky soup. All right? The Campbell's chunky alphabet soup. So they keep adding these alphabets. And I say this to say this. We don't live in a bubble, young man.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I have to say this to my young brothers and sisters who have to deal in corporate America. If you work in corporate America, in fashion, in music, you don't have to eat alphabet soup. You don't have to eat no alphabet soup. That might not be your thing, but you have to recognize alphabet soup exists.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yes, it does.
And that's just the way of the world. Now you can sit on your high horse and act like it ain't what it is. Like my son used to be into modeling, your brother, years ago, and I told him immediately, if you are homophobic, you will not survive in that business. And they will test you. And you don't have to get down, you don't have to eat the soup,
right.
But you have to recognize, wow, I see y'all got your alphabet soup out. That's great. No, I ate before I came. I had chicken and, some other shit. But I'm good because that's the way of the world that we live in. I can sit in my bubble. Now, if you don't have to deal with no corporate America, you can be on your high horse and say what you want to say. But anything outside of your little world.
On an iPhone, the CEO is a proud member
yes.
of Alphabet Soup.
Of Alphabet Soup. Mark Jackson lost his job.
Oh yeah,
with the Golden State Warriors.
Iguodala was talking about
Iguodala was on the Breakfast Club telling y'all
they're gonna cut him. He
that
a little too much, huh?
Because what happens is, not only is Mark Jackson, he's a reverend too. A lot of people don't know that he's a ordained minister, and he's going by the original recipe that said alphabet soup is not allowed. Right? That creates a problem when the owner of the Golden State Warriors likes alphabet soup. Yeah. And he's saying, how am I paying somebody, a chef, who can't make alphabet soup or don't recognize alphabet soup as something we eat? So he fired him and hired Steve Kerr, who enjoys alphabet soup. And as a result of this, Mark Jackson's been blackballed, so to speak. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we have to be careful and understand that this parade is their moment. And there are going to be people who are on the bandwagon, caping, and you're going to see this, and it all stems from Stonewall.
The Stonewall riot.
The Stonewall riots 50 years ago. This marks the 50th anniversary, which is their moment in history in which their movement was birthed.
Yeah, do you realize now when they talk about diversity, they don't talk about black. That does not mean black people.
That does not mean black people.
It does not mean black people anymore. So when politicians are talking about more diversity
is a code word for alphabet soup.
It is. They're not talking about black people.
So they're not talking about black people. We used to think they were, and they're not. And please, and the last thing I'm gonna say about this is stop associating your pain and struggle with what black people went through in this country. All right? Stop saying, yeah, they attacked us at that club and that birthed our movement. Please don't get me started on what we have been through and endured and had to endure this country and still enduring in this country. So, have your parade. Enjoy. Have all the alphabet soup you want. All right? But know and understand, you know, everybody ain't, you know.
This is kind of off topic. What do you think about the NBA not using the term owner?
What they gonna use?
Governor.
The governor of the team?
Yeah. Yeah.
All governors are racist too.
Yeah, so yeah.
I don't understand that.
This is because they say, you know, with the connotations that come with slavery, you know, the word owner.
Goddamn, it's nice to own your family. Yeah, owner. Yeah, but if I own a cookie company, I want to be able to say, I don't want to say I'm the governor of Wayno Cookies. I want to be able to, I own those cookies.
Yeah, so that's what the argument was. Like, I can't own a business now. I can't call myself the owner of a business now. And then, and somebody said, so they brought up, like, you know, the NFL Combine.
I'm gonna stand for a minute. Bear with me. Yeah.
They brought up the NFL Combine and the NBA Combine as an example of how, you know, black bodies are subjugated to these, you know, tests and things like that, as a reason why the word owner should be outdated.
Well, no, we understand the whole principle and process of $40 million slaves, and you in your underwear, and they make you run, and they make you jump, and it is similar to a plantation, but the white players are going through the same thing. True. You know what I'm saying? As football players, and I don't know how they do their combines in baseball and things of that nature, and I can see how that could make people uncomfortable, but I'm not sure a governor of a basketball team, when you still the goddamn owner, you still pay these Negroes to run and jump. So call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We need to be more, we need to own more. So Michael Jordan owns a team. I believe LeBron James will own a team soon. And we need more governors. How about that?
No, I agree.
Yeah, clap that shit up for more governors. More black governors.
I thought this was dope. Meek Mill has now become the co-owner of Lids.
Lids, clap that up. That's the hats. Okay. So
I guess he's taking the page out of, you know, Jay-Z.
I believe he said he was inspired by Jay-Z to own something and put his money where his mouth is. And again, this is a young guy from Philly who sold drugs, who cleaned his life up. See, you know, our story is intricate. And now he's in corporate America with a whole bunch of other criminals. White criminals and Jewish criminals and Russian criminals.
We need another name for them people too.
Yeah, okay, so for the Jews, right?
Yeah, we need another name for them too.
Well, let's call them Jays. The Jays, the jump-offs. You know, if you got some creative names for the Jews in the chat, let us know. I'm going to call them the Jays for right now. Right, so all of these people have come and emerged mostly in some kind of corporate America that's got some kind of corporate blood on their hands. Maybe not street blood.
No, for a
but
fact.
They have some kind of corporate blood on their hands.
For a fact.
Of some throats they're cutting. Because Jay-Z said the industry was more cutthroat than the streets.
For a fact, yeah.
Right? So now, my man Meek Mill is learning the business aspect, and he's got some ownership, and I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all.
Yo, it's crazy. When you think, like, going back to, like, the BET Awards, think about how many black millionaires are in one place.
At one time.
And we can't
the movers and shakers.
Can't get a neighborhood. You know
and
what I
we
mean?
can't get a neighborhood. Right.
Hospital.
It's really sad.
You know what I mean?
It really is. It really is.
A school.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Got another Urban Excellence story for you guys.
Keep them coming.
This guy, his name is Jabril Oyemi.
Okay, Oyemi. Okay.
Yeah, so he runs a clinic. He runs a clinic for people who can't afford
healthcare.
Healthcare, yes.
Okay. Clap that up.
That's dope.
And where's he located?
Had it, but he deleted. Hold on, let me get that.
Okay, get his info. He runs. It's called Virtua.
Yes.
And if you don't have health care, this young man, he's a doctor. I'm
yes,
assuming?
he's a doctor. It's this is Cherry Hill. I'm not sure where this is at though. Oh, South Jersey area.
South Jersey. So this is in our area.
Facts.
If you in South Jersey and you need to see a doctor, maybe you know something is going on, and so this is an opportunity for you to come in and visit his location and receive some treatment.
Yeah. So him and a team of
Yeah.
So him and a team of 30 volunteer doctors and nurses have served about 150 patients and held
30 volunteers.
Yeah, and held 1,500 appointments on the weekends in the clinic, and they service people because he said he was tired of like hearing that people didn't go to the doctor because they couldn't pay a copay.
Because couldn't pay a copay.
Didn't have insurance.
And that's the story of a lot of poor people who will go around with ailments that they can have rectified with a little bit of medicine or some herbs or something. So we want to big that up again with that service. Yeah.
And this story was sent in again by somebody. Shout out to Tia.
Yes, thank you, Tia. Tia would be on it. Tia be finding stories.
She be finding a bunch of stories. But again, you can add the Urban Excellence Facebook page. It's Excellence with an X.
With an X.
Or you can email us, send us your story. Or add the Urban X Facebook page by itself. You can just send us your story. Send us any story. We like to, highlight these things.
And we try to once a week, when we get on the air, highlight and put the light on somebody else for some of the great things that they do. That was the whole purpose of this platform.
You know what I'm saying?
Was to really shed some light and say that urban excellence is our strive for black excellence or whatever, but it is the process in which we go to reach those levels. You don't just show up and be great. There has to be a process of small victories which lead up to that. So we like to chronicle those small victories.
That's a fact. That was very well articulated.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. I read sometimes. Yeah.
So the Democratic debates have started, and I just want people who are watching, who care, to just think about and really listen to these people that you put in stock in and see what they're saying about black issues.
Okay.
Because what's happening is that they're they go into these platforms, they go into like the Breakfast Club, they go into your churches, and they're talking about, you know, what they're gonna do, but when the cameras are really on them, they're not saying anything.
Facts.
And yesterday was a prime example. I think about how long they spent on black topics and how long they spent on the issue about immigration.
Immigration dominated, even to the point where wasn't Cory Booker speaking in Spanish?
Yeah, he started speaking in Spanish.
He started speaking in Spanish, letting you know where his bread is buttered at, so
and
to
then,
speak.
When it's convenient, then they throw the race card out. Like Mayor de Blasio talked about his son being black. I talked to my black son yesterday.
What he has to go through and yada yada yada.
You know what I'm saying? So I just want people to pay attention. I personally don't believe that the reparations talk is going to make it past the summertime.
It won't,
because I feel like they're already talking about the student debt crisis.
They're going to transfer the student debt conversation as a bonus, to get you to look this way and forget about reparations. Get rid of all student debt, and then you be like, you know what? Yeah, I do have my student debt. Right. That is a bar. So be careful on how because they're slowly integrating that into your lexicon now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Bernie Sanders and them. I'm going to get rid of all the student debt, and that is a universal thing where everybody go, goddamn.
And then you got
to owe $80,000.
And then you got to understand like the games that these politicians play, and the way and just look at this how this campaign is about to go. I think the way it's looking, Trump might win again.
Oh, I already told you Trump is going to win. Who are they going to put up against Trump?
Yeah, I don't see it, V.
Biden.
Yeah.
Who signed the crime bill? Biden.
Yeah.
Right? Listen, I keep telling you, every time I see them, when it boils down to two candidates, you already know who's going to win. Right? Who Obama win against?
He went against McCain and Romney.
McCain.
Yeah.
Old war veteran who couldn't even move, right? And then Romney. Easy victories. Yeah. And then he bumped off Hillary. And who Trump had to go against? Hillary. All right, easy victory. Yeah. You already got slaughtered. This is cannon fodder. Trump will win again.
And you know what's crazy? All they're doing is trying to down talk Trump as if he don't snap on a regular.
Right.
Like yesterday during the debates, he tweeted boring.
Yeah. He win. Mark my words. He'll win again, unless they have a candidate that's in the wings that they're gonna bring out. That's going to be articulate. Yeah. That's going to be, on it, in which the people can rally behind. Thank you for the support.
Roxanne Wilson again.
Well, goddamn, I guess.
Appreciate you,
child.
Yeah. I got another real quick story. So Jay-Z's company, he has the Marcy Venture Partners. They just invested $1 million into this black-owned vegan cookie company.
Oh, Clyde, I love cookies. Yeah. I love me some cookies. And now I can eat them without the guilt. Yeah. Like, these is vegan cookies.
Yeah, so this company was founded in 2016 by a woman named Denise Woodward. She was a former Coca-Cola national sales director, and she got the idea for the company after her daughter was diagnosed with multiple food allergies.
Okay.
Didn't really have, she couldn't find
right. So she created.
Yes, out of need. That's how most businesses.
Start anyway. Out of need, of necessity for something. You fill a void that's there.
Right.
So Jay-Z invests this money into. We got rid of somebody else.
Yeah, man, they want it, bro.
We need. What do you call those people?
Mods.
Yeah, we need modifiers now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we getting to that point where we're going to need some modifiers.
Soon,
because we have crazy people in the chat. So, big up Jay-Z. This is what I'm saying. He's in position to do this now.
Yeah.
And make this young lady's dream come true. So now, it's one thing to have a vision. Mm-hmm. We speak about that. Right. I sat around puffing weed with my boys. Mm-hmm. Way back in the day, we all had brilliant ideas and no capital to make these ideas or put the train on the track. Now you have people in. Looks like we going dead here. Okay,
we're good.
Okay, yeah, we're good. We're in position now, or Jay-Z is in position to make somebody else's dream come true. I gotta cut that out. Even though he may have killed 1 million people in Marcy projects with cocaine and heroin.
It ain't a million people in Marcy Project.
He may have killed millions, but he has saved this one lady and her cookie company. Yep. So,
with that being said, we can be reached again at UrbanX. Let me put the social media things up there, for you people. UrbanX_NYC on Instagram and Twitter. You can visit UrbanX.nyc. That's the blog. You can also pick up some merchandise. But our main...
Omni, you are now a mod.
Oh, smooth.
They asked, I put them in. Yeah.
So, also, you can visit shopurbanx.com.
ShopurbanX.com.
For all your apparel needs. Everything is made in-house.
Yes.
Everything is made in-house. I made this right before we started.
Yes.
Feel me? You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Radio Public, TuneIn Radio, Audio Boom, all that good stuff.
Audio Boom.
Because he remembered to press record this time.
I did.
You know what I'm saying? Late, but it was cool.
It was late. So when you hear the podcast, it's just going to come on in mid-conversation. It will.
At the beginning, though. It was like, at the beginning. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share this out to everybody. Don't forget to like it so it can rank higher, because that's a thing. I never really...
All right, I got 3 moderators. I think that'll be enough.
All right, bet.
All right, so now when the show pop off, you in there, you clean all that up.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what we talking about. Listen, I'm making moves over here,
Heard you. Okay.
I'm building the company.
Heard you.
All right, now what were you saying before?
I just gave the rundown of...
Okay, of who we are, where we can be reached at. We thank you for your support.
Definitely,
always.
we are back.
We are back.
You know what I'm saying? And with that being said,
we're gonna let this thing go.
Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that UrbanX where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, or they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban excellence, a product of my residence. From 4 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't tryna go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood, and that's a covenant.